Hey everyone, I'm Coach Hannah, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the pros and cons to various diets, such as carnivore, keto, and paleo. Alright, so the first diet I'm going to talk to you guys about, which has become very popular recently in the last year or so, is called the Carnivore Diet. Now, what is the Carnivore Diet? So basically, the Carnivore Diet is a strict diet where you go completely zero carbs. So what that means is usually people in this diet only eat meat and eggs. All right, so there are some benefits to the carnivore diet. One of them being that it increases your metabolic rate. And so what that means is basically if you're eating a diet that is very high in protein, you are going to be eating foods that are take a very long time to digest. So you're going to be fuller for a much longer period of time after meals. And so that's going to increase your metabolic rate because it's going to take a lot longer time for your body to digest those foods. And with this carnivore diet, if you eat a lot of high protein foods that take a long time to digest and you're going to feel fuller after meals, that's going to make it a lot easier for you to stay consistently each day in a calorie deficit because you're going to be full and satisfied for a very long time. Another pro to the carnivore diet is that there's less blood sugar spikes because one of the main foods that's responsible for those big blood sugar spikes are carbs. Because especially those quick carbs like bread and pasta, because it digests very quickly, so it's going to cause a rapid spike in blood sugar if you are eating those carbs by themselves. But with the carnivore diet, it doesn't have those carbs, so you're going to have less of a blood sugar spike. So the carnivore diet can be great for people who are trying to manage their blood pressure. So I talked a little bit about the pros to the carnivore diet. Now I'm going to get into some of the cons. Number one, it is not very sustainable for most people. And what I mean by that is eating day in and day out meat and eggs constantly every day. That is going to, it's going to get very tiring after a couple weeks of doing that. You're going to get really sick of eating just meat and eggs. And so it could become easy to backslide into your old habits. Some other cons to the carnivore diet are that they lack fiber and antioxidants. So all those healthy antioxidants that you're getting from vegetables, you're not getting it all in this carnivore diet because there are no vegetables at all in the carnivore diet. And also you're going to be pretty low in fiber as well, because fiber is in a lot of carbs like rice, pasta, quinoa, which also is going to take a long time to digest, and you're not getting any of that in the carnivore diet. Because you're eating a diet that's strictly meat and eggs, that is a diet that is much higher in cholesterol, sodium, and saturated fats, which are not good when taken in excess because that can contribute to high blood pressure and various cancers. The second diet that I'm going to talk to you guys about, which is been very popular for many years, it is called the Keto Diet. Now, you may ask, what is the Keto Diet? So the Keto Diet is basically a high fat and low carb diet. So it's pretty similar to the carnivore diet I just talked about, but it's a little bit different because whereas the carnivore diet is completely zero carbs, keto, you're still prioritizing those meat and those eggs, but you're allowed to have some carbs, so it's just a low carb. So basically, the keto diet can be good because when you're when you're working out, especially doing cardio or your regular body processes throughout the day, your main source that your body gets its energy from is carbs. But if you're on the keto diet and you're eating less carbs, your body is gonna dip into your fat sources and use fat for energy instead of the carbs. So that is kind of the goal with the keto diet. All right, so some of the pros to being on that keto diet is it is known to reduce inflammation and help regulate blood sugar because you're not eating as many carbs, which contribute to those blood sugar spikes. Some major cons to the keto diet is that similar to that carnivore diet I talked about, it is very restrictive since you have to really prioritize meat and eggs in your diet. And you can't have much variety in what you eat, so it's not very sustainable. Also, the keto diet has shown to cause headaches, fatigue, and constipation in some people due to that lack of fiber. If you're someone who is looking to get into the keto diet, it is not recommended for people with kidney or liver disease. All right, the third and final diet that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the Paleo Diet. Now, what is the Paleo Diet? So basically, this is a diet that says you should try to eat as closely as possible to prehistoric humans, so our ancestors from thousands and thousands of years ago. Some pros to the Paleo Diet are that it can help lower your disease risk and your blood sugar and help lower that inflammation. Because a big factor in what causes all the inflammation that we are having today is that a lot of our diets contain a lot of processed foods. So if you help get rid of those processed foods that don't have all those dyes and like chemicals pumped into them, that can greatly help lower that inflammation. Some cons to the Paleo Diet are that similar to the carnivore and keto diet, since you're really trying to limit those carbs, they are very high in saturated fat, which can contribute to higher cholesterol and higher blood pressure. Some other cons to using the Paleo Diet are that it is pretty low in calcium since you're trying to completely limit dairy from your diet. And limiting calcium is not good because that can lead to reduced bone density and osteoporosis. Another con to the Paleo Diet is that it's very expensive. Whole unprocessed foods tend to be a lot more pricey than those processed foods, so it may be not very sustainable. All right, so now that I talked about all three major diets, carnivore, keto, and paleo, now I'm going to talk to you guys about my personal opinion with the diets. Personally, I believe in no specific diet. I think that our human body needs everything. We need fruits, vegetables, carbs, protein. We need dairy, so we can also get that calcium. I just think it's all about moderation. Trying to find that balance between all of those things and making sure you're not getting too much of one thing or too less of one thing. I think everything is just about moderation and finding balance between those things. Personally, I think it's just best to figure out what works for you and what works for your body because everyone's different. Some people may respond really well to the carnivore diet, some may not. Some may really see results from the keto diet and others may not. It kind of really just depends on the person and what their needs are. Also really depends on what their current health conditions are or what current exercises they're doing at the gym. Like for example, me, I'm a super big runner, and so I need carbs. I need a lot of carbs in my diet in order to fuel my runs. If someone like me who main priority is cardio, if I were to do, for example, the carnivore diet where there's 0 carbs in it, that would not be good for me. I would see a decline in my progress and reduced recovery after runs, greater risk of injury, and things like that. But for someone who doesn't work out or they focus more on strength training, then they could see some benefits from the carnivore diet. So it kind of just depends on the person, what kind of activities they're doing and stuff like that. I'm Coach Hannah, a fitness trainer with a degree in kinesiology. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and as always, chase those fitness goals.